Today on Peliculas with the Bros, we review the movie Creed 3, directed by Michael B. Jordan, and we have hot takes like Creed 3 is an anime, and
Creed is the new Goku.
Sup, bro?
What's up, bro?
And welcome everybody to the show. This is Peliculas with the Bros. My name is Adrian.
My name is Ivan.
And Peliculas with the Bros is a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss a movie. Every week we discuss a new movie. Ivan, what's the movie of the week?
Creed 3.
Creed 3, directed by Michael B. Jordan. That is correct. But before we get into that, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is a podcast, a show where me and my brother Ivan discuss a movie. Every week we discuss a new movie. So if you're into that kind of thing, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment, let us know what you think, all that kind of stuff. We're on YouTube and we're on podcast platforms. Why did I sound like a like JFK right there? We're on podcast like Boston accent. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Racist.
Maybe. If you like to listen to things on podcast platforms, look us up. Peliculas with the Bros. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. I already used your Deezer, huh? Sorry. We're also on YouTube. So if you like to look at us visually, at our bodies, at our faces, if you're into that kind of thing, look us up on YouTube. Peliculas with the Bros. Hit the subscribe button. And last thing, we're doing Creed 3 today. So let us know what you think about the movie in the comments below. Ivan.
Yeah.
Before we get into Creed 3.
Yeah.
Cocaine Bear.
Let's
come back to that movie because we talked about that last movie. Last thoughts on Cocaine Bear.
A fun, gory romp for most ages.
A romper that you put on when you want to feel casual. Okay, maybe not. I'm glad it's out there. That's my final word. I'm glad it's made.
I think that's the mature response to this movie.
Yes. Very mature. Ivan, it's time. Get ready to do some bag work. Get ready to do some curls on your off time. 1001, 1002. Let's do some road work on the. You know what road work is?
Running.
Do some road work. And let's hit some pads. That was bad. Because Ivan, it's time to talk about Creed 3. Written by Keenan Coogler and Zach Baylin, directed by our boy Michael B. Jordan. The premise of this movie is set after the events in Creed 2, where Adonis beats Victor Drago. Adonis is now a retired boxer and focused on being a promoter, a family man, and just being an all-around dime piece. Speaking of dime, you could say things are going well for Mr. Adonis, but things aren't going well for Dime. Dame. Some don't have it so easy, like Dame. Dame is Adonis's best friend from his childhood, and he has just been released from prison after a decade-plus stint. Adonis decides to help Dame to pursue boxing glory out of sympathy and guilt for how their lives have turned out. Unfortunately for Adonis, Dame wants it all, and Adonis stands in the way. Ivan, with the cast of Michael B. Jordan as Adonis, Tessa Thompson as Bianca, Jonathan Majors as Dame.
Diamond Dame Anderson.
Would you want to be like a announcer?
Sure.
You only have to work an hour most a month, and you get paid like $50,000.
I would want some creative freedom though.
Okay.
I would want to work with them. Like, look, I can do anything you want. You just let me see your style. Let me see what you're about.
Yeah.
I'll make my announcement like fit your.
Quick question. You be like this. Quick question. Carrots or peas? And they're like carrots, and you're like.
It's like, I don't know if I could work with you. I don't know. Those.
Wood Harris as Little Duke, Felicia Rashad as Marianne, Mila Davis Kent as Amara Creed, and Jose Benavides Jr. as Felix. Ivan, the director of this movie, first-time director we got here.
Auteur.
immediately.
Yeah.
Label him, get the branding, brand his nice firm skin with the auteur right on his chest.
Could be racist.
Could be.
But we move on.
Michael B. Jordan, Ivan, he started as a child actor. Did you know that?
Yes, The Wire.
Even before that.
Oh, no.
Hardball.
No, I don't.
Keanu Reeves movie. Anyways, All My Children, Hardball, The Wire, something you're very familiar with. Then he went on to a show called Friday Night Lights. Have you heard of that? It was a semi-popular show. Then he did a starring movie performance in Fruitvale Station and skyrocketed. He got created right after that in Fantastic Four. Thankfully for him, like, he got both of those at the same time, and one of them was a success. Because FF was F plus, supposedly. I never watched it. I want to watch it.
I don't.
And recently, he's been cast on the film I Am Legend, the sequel. He's going to be starring opposite...
We Are Legends.
Opposite...
Will Smith?
Will Smith.
But didn't he die?
It just says...
Isn't he dead?
I mean, in real life or... Ivan, this is Michael B. Jordan's first directorial movie.
Yes, that is true. I'm glad you asked that.
I didn't ask anything. It's interesting that the last movie we did was Cocaine Bear, and we talked about how Rubber Band Banks transitioned from acting to directing, and immediately following that, we have our boy MBJ. Making sure I got the initials right. MBJ. And I asked you last week, why move from acting to directing? Do you think it's different reasons for MBJ as it was for Rubber Band Banks?
I'm glad you asked that, by the way.
Thank you.
I think the end goal is the same, where like you do your own thing, you don't have to worry about the job that's coming in, and they like acting, but I could see them saying like, oh, this can't last forever, like my body will go out. But if you're a director, you can direct to like 80
right
reasonably, i.e. Mr. Scorsese,
or 90, i.e. What's his name? White guy. Westerns.
Quentin.
No. Oh man, this is so bad.
Oh, Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood.
Yeah,
I saw a photo of him recently, and he's like, I can still kill people.
I think it's that. Just understanding you have to keep going up and up and up, and then just doing that.
I heard a interview with him. It was a podcast with Gilly.
Do you not know names?
What?
Gilly?
Gilly and
Shane Gilly?
No, I wish. $1 million worth of game podcast. Shout out to them. And he was mentioning like he just always had like the wanting to be behind the camera, like wanting to learn as much as possible and wanting to do it. But what was interesting too was that like they asked him, who did you ask for like help as far as like who were your influences? And he's like, obviously Coogler was there for me a lot because of he directed the first Creed and he was in Black Panther, blah, blah, blah. And he's executive producer for this and the other previous films. But the interesting names he said, he's like, I looked at other actors turned directors. Denzel Washington, he directed me in a movie that no one watched, by the way. And he's like, you should do this, you should do that, you can do it. And he's like, okay. And also Bradley Cooper and Jon Favreau.
Okay.
And it's just interesting because like you wouldn't look at those guys and be like they're masters, but they do know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And they are examples for him to be like, hey, actors can be directors if you just try.
He's just copying the path.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big thing about MBJ is that he's an anime nerd. Supposedly he watches anime every day. Like he watches an episode of Naruto every day. I don't know if that's fact or fiction.
I'm gonna beat him up. I don't care. Come on.
I know.
Where is he?
And other than that, this is his first film. Let's just think about it as we talk about him right now. Let's think about him like we haven't even seen any of his film. We haven't seen Creed 3, right?
Yeah.
We don't know any of his styles. We don't know, right? All we know is that he loves anime and he seems like a dedicated guy.
Yes.
Is there anything else we could say about this man before we discuss the movie?
No.
Is it a better question to ask later his future as a director after we discuss Creed 3, or should we talk about it right now?
Let's talk about Creed 3.
Okay. Here on Peliculas with the Rose, we like to look at how the sausage was made. So, Ivan, how should we look at this sausage? That sounds pretty gross.
Let's just look at it.
Okay. Creed 3. Let's look at how this movie was made. Coogler gone after Creed, the first one. But for this third one, and what people kind of like the second one, but they're just rehashing completely the Rocky story. Bringing back Ivan Drago and like his son now. It's like, are we just gonna get the same thing?
Drago. Pointing at the audience.
Is he Russian?
In real life?
Yeah, or in the movie?
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say like shout out to our paisano, but he's not German. Anyways,
yes.
People complain that it was like a rehash of Rocky, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess what? Rocky's out of this franchise now.
They killed him. First scene.
And it's because of a fallout between him and the producers of this film. Not B. Jordan, but the owner of the IP of Rocky.
Wasn't that Mr. Rocky himself?
I thought it was too, but it's kind of confusing that like he was just given like the money by a producer, and the producer's like, "Well, I own you." What do you think about that? Like, he's the one that he wrote it. He directed the first original Rocky. He starred in like all Rockies except for this one.
Snooze, you lose.
And he loses his IP to this guy that's just like.
I think it's sad, but like he's had such a legacy with that, and even beyond that, he has such a legacy. Like, is he gonna like?
And he still makes money off of all of even this movie.
Like, it's not about money; it's about like just owning your stuff. But like no one's ever gonna top Rocky, even with the IP. Like, just the first 3 movies itself is like iconic. Like,
what's Sly Stallone's like? If you had to point to one movie, what movie is it? To one movie, what movie is it?
For him?
Yeah.
I'd say Rocky 2.
Damn.
You know,
that's kind of crazy.
I think logically Rocky 1, but Rocky 2 is like such a like, yeah.
Yeah. It was like Rocky was Godfather, where Rocky 2 was like just like cocaine.
Yeah. But not like a bad way.
Like, it was like Scarface.
Yeah. That's good.
I have the tiger.
Come on.
Don't make me.
Come on.
So Rocky's gone.
Good.
MBJ as announced as director in 2020 for this film. Deontay Wilder, do you know who this is? Heavyweight boxer, pretty popular guy. Rumored to be in this movie as Clubber Lang's son. Thankfully, that didn't happen. But Jonathan Majors cast it instead. And then let's go right into it. Expectations for this film. Knowing that all of this is happening, what were you thinking about?
I was thinking it would be a more, I thought it would be, I was thinking, I'm trying not to do it in like past tense.
Right.
Sort of thing, but I was expecting a movie where it would be more towards like the acting side. Like,
gotcha.
How about we box with our words sort of thing, but not
Yes.
like that, obviously.
Yeah.
Corny.
So more drama based.
Yeah.
Not as much action in sports boxing. Right.
But still has it.
When I first heard of this movie, I was just like, I didn't even watch the second Creed because I was over it. I saw the first one and I'm like, all right, they're just retreading water here. And when I saw the trailer for this film, even though I wasn't interested at all, I was like, this trailer's like amazing. Majors looks amazing. Obviously, MBJ looks amazing. But then I heard MBJ's directing. I'm like, this movie's gonna be horrible. There's no way this movie's gonna be good. So I was like on a seesaw of like excitement, not excited. And then like the past 2 weeks, I heard that the movie was good, and then I was just like, you dirty dog.
You dirty dog.
MBJ, you dirty dog. I'm excited now. Before we actually talk about the movie, can you give me like your history with the Rocky and your Creed?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Great question, by the way.
Thanks.
I remember I showed you Rocky 1 the first time.
Right when you were born, Adrian.
I showed you Rocky. I remember liking it as a kid, but I was never about it.
Right.
And then later when I rewatched movies, that's when I was like, oh, Rocky is actually, like, these movies are certified classics.
Yeah. Even though like the later ones are pretty bad, like they're still great.
Yeah. And they were at least original for the time.
Uh-huh.
Even Fifth, even Balboa. Like I thought.
Yeah, Balboa's pretty crazy.
I thought like, why would you do this? And I watched it, and it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it.
Having like he made Rocky 5 before he made 5 movies. Sly Stallone made 5 movies from one IP before Marvel made like 1.
Yeah.
Shout out to that guy. The real cinematic universe.
Yeah.
There's been 8 like Rocky movies, 9 Rocky movies. That's crazy.
This is what The Last Jedi? What is this?
This is the 9th one.
So what's the 9th one called for Star Wars?
Star Wars 9. Yeah, Last Jedi.
This is The Last Jedi. This Creed 3, that was The Last Jedi.
I don't know. There's gonna be more. Yeah, I love Creed. The first Creed.
Yeah, it was good.
It's just like solid.
Yeah.
Solid ass movie.
Yeah.
Ivan, this time, what'd you think about Creed 3?
It's good.
Realization. It was like a realization. Oh. It was really good.
Took it out of me, I think.
It was really good.
Yeah.
I watched. Remember last week I was telling you I should take into consideration how I watch films, like with a packed audience or by myself at 9 a.m. This time I watched it like at 9 p.m. on a Saturday, and it was fun. There's kids there. They're like, "Yeah,
Creed, go Creed, go Creed, go Creed."
I don't know why you're saying it like that. And then
That's how kids talk.
there was they were amped. Like they're like when the fighting scenes were on, when people were getting punched, they're like, ooh, like it was a real boxing match. I'm like, oh guys, you guys,
Like, calm down, kids.
But yeah, it was really good. The thing I noticed is, and it kind of did the same thing that the first Creed did, which is like a well executed story. Like focused, well executed, and short. It wasn't like 3 hours long, which was good for my eyes. The fights were amazing.
Yeah.
And the fights were so, I don't know what they did. I think it's IMAX, but like, did you notice how like crisp everything looked when it was the fighting scene?
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, what kind of technology? Honestly, I thought that it was better than like Avatar. I was like, this looks amazing.
Just because it looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like how they mix like the real world stuff, like ESPN stuff.
Oh yeah.
And the Showtime little mini documentary. That was cool. What'd you like about the movie?
None of it, Adrian.
None of that.
I hated all of it.
Oh, interesting.
I think the fights were like really the only parts that I was
in it. Yeah. You're just like, ah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, other than that, I felt like it was kind of
Cookie cutter.
Yeah, but it's his first movie. A third. It's a third movie of a sequel of a sequel.
Ouch!
You
This
know,
hurts. This hurting.
I'm just saying that like.
It's IP.
Yeah, like imagine your first movie's the ninth movie of a series. That would be a little not good to compare yourself to, but he still did it. So
Yes.
it's not like I'm saying he did it bad.
So what's the criticism?
It's just too much of the same stuff besides
Gotcha.
the fighting.
Gotcha. For me, part of the bad stuff was like the lore, because I didn't remember. Honestly, I don't remember Creed, the original, like the plot line.
Mm-hmm.
I had to read up on it, and I didn't watch Creed 2. So picking up where this movie starts, I'm just like, why is this important? Who is this? Even like his mom, didn't realize it wasn't really his mom. It was like his stepmom.
Yeah, I forgot he was like Apollo's
Right. Like abandoned
yeah.
bastard.
Yes.
The bastard.
Yes.
So that, and then the daughter was like, he has a daughter?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I don't get why she's deaf.
Because yeah, see, that's part of the lore. It's kind of weird thinking about it like lore. It's like, oh,
the Creed
lore.
The Balboa lore.
It's because his wife Bianca,
Yeah.
Tessa Thompson, she's has hearing issues, like a genetic hearing issue.
So she just turned up deaf.
Yeah.
Bad role.
God. But honestly, the daughter was really good. Like,
yeah.
Her little performance of like her acting, I was like, oh, I kind of like this chick.
I guess I was not really caring about like, guess the daughter's deaf sort of thing.
It was very like made for as many people as possible. This movie.
You know, she didn't even have to be deaf. You know, like there's no.
It's like it's kind of the easy sympathy thing.
Yeah.
Of like, oh, you want to see
humanizer, I guess.
God.
The monsters.
Well, they're already like super rich.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like one's recording with like Kalani.
Oh, that was weird. I was like, what? Why is she in this? She a character?
Yeah,
I was like, that was it.
No, it's part of the Creed lore.
Oh,
Kalani. There's a Wikipedia page on her. Read it up. Ivan, this movie's about guilt and envy, I think, ultimately. Where the guilt is Adonis feeling guilt for basically his best friend that never made it out of the hood, never had a chance to be successful where he was successful. And then envy, where Jonathan Majors' performance as Dame is envious and wants everything that Donnie has, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the performances, I would say, are... I think Major's performance is amazing.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sort of mixed bag with MBJ. Like, I don't know what's his strength. Like, he does a good job of, like, showing that he wants things and, like, having a good performance, but I don't feel it like I do Majors.
I think he feels a little too unflawed, even though, like, I think his flaw is, like, oh, you trust too well. Like, you're too nice to people.
Right.
Sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas Jonathan Majors' flaw is, like, oh, you probably killed people in prison or something like that.
Right. You had a hard life.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing too is like how they interweave Dame's envy with Bianca's envy, or at least that's what Dame tries. Like, because Dame is trying to find a way, essentially, to be in the mix for boxing champion, right? And he is kind of, in a way, being a snake, the way he cozies up with Bianca and tries to like tell her about their history. And he tries to relate to her, saying like, I want this as bad as you want to be the lead singer of your own songs, because she just produces, right?
Yeah.
And I like how he sort of like finds his way into that kind of thing.
I like it.
But the thing that I noticed most about Majors and his performance is that most of his performance is just in the face,
Yeah.
like not saying anything. The way he like looks at people and the way he acts
Yeah.
without saying a word is amazing. There's this one scene when Majors is telling, or sorry, when Dame is telling Bianca like their past history,
Mm-hmm.
and they're in that like party, right?
Yes.
And Dame, as he tells her, he like looks back, almost to see if like anyone's like around, but and then Bianca looks back, you know, and it's kind of that thing that's like, to me, the way I read it, it's like in prison you always have to look out for yourself, like
Yeah.
see who's around you.
Yeah.
And that's just like his natural state of always being aware. Where she's
Right.
like, "Why are you looking back? We're in like a regular place. You don't have to be like
a
that."
little traumatized.
Yeah, and just that subtle nuance. I'm like, "Oh, I see you, Majors.
You've been through it.
I see you." Yeah. But he's always balancing the state of like trying to be friends with Adonis,
Mm-hmm.
but also when he's like down in the dumps, he's looking at him like, "You motherfucker, I should be where you at.
You're nothing.
You're nothing. I
to
could
me.
take you.
I could kill you.
I could kill you right now."
I could kiss you.
And another thing, remember that Showtime mini documentary?
Yeah.
Intersliced into the movie. I like how Majors acted that, because like he was acting like he was kind of nervous too.
Yeah.
Because there's like parts where he was stuttering,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, love it, good job, loved it. What else did I got here? Seeing where you BJ. So, what are you thinking about Tessa Thompson, Bianca? I know.
Get the girls out of here.
Oh God, Ivan.
No women. No women.
He said it. I don't know. Just didn't do really much for me.
Yeah. I feel like their time is done, not as a couple, but like their story.
Yeah.
And I get like Dame's point was to like kind of go between that, and it kind of worked a little bit, but it felt like it wasn't even that big of a deal. Like, okay, you didn't talk about the time you almost killed somebody, like,
Right.
A little, like, kind of realistic, I guess. But they kind of played it as like, this is basically him cheating on her in a way.
Right.
Like, that's how like the energy felt, like this is the stakes.
Right. I wonder if the second movie kind of like added to this, like as far as the not being able to communicate with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because coming into this movie, I'm just like, they have a communication problem, but I don't really. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
As they're making it seem.
Like, it could be worse. Like,
Right.
it's just him not wanting to talk about a horrible childhood. Like,
Yeah, and she kind of serves the same purpose that Adrian serves in the first Rockies.
this is the first time you've ever mentioned that specific character on this specific podcast.
Where she's supposed to
Adrian!
be like, God damn it.
Go ahead.
She's the one that's like pushing Rocky, right?
Yeah.
She's the one that inspires Rocky, picks him up when he's down, protects him.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel the same kind of weight that like the resonance of Bianca isn't the same as Adrian in the original Rockies, because she does that in this movie where she's like,
You fight.
like he won't stop, and then she's like, well, you do the one thing that you know best. Right?
Murder!
And that to me, it was just like, it wasn't enough. Like, I needed more than that.
Yeah. I think it just feels weird because like a big theme of Rocky is just knowing when to quit. Like, that's the only theme.
No, I think it's the opposite. To me, the big thing about Rocky is like, never quit. Like, even though your brains are gone, even though you're gonna have horrible CTE, even though you're not gonna remember,
even though you literally die, i.e. Apollo Creed,
even though you're not gonna remember the names of your children when you grow up,
you don't quit.
you don't quit, because glory wins. And that's a horrible message. And even in this movie, they do it.
Yeah.
Like, I would expect Bianca to be like, you have a daughter, stop doing this. Like, you don't need to fight. But she's like, you do the one thing that you know what to do. Beat his ass.
Yeah. Yes.
and it's kind of like, okay, so I'm gonna suspend my disbelief. I kind of like that actually.
Okay.
That's me just being like, guys, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Your head, your brain damage. No, you know what? Let's fight. I'm zigzagging. Okay, f that. One thing I also don't like is like, there's the whole time before Dame wins the match that makes him like champion.
Mm.
He's kind of reserved and ambitious, but he is a little bit dirty and he has like flaws. But once he wins, he's just like king of the castle, king of the castle. And I don't really agree with that like complete tone shift.
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I just think, I mean, world champion literally over a night. How does that not just absolutely corrupt you?
True.
World champion boxer.
And waiting like 30 years for it.
Yeah.
And knowing, like, feeling like you know you can do it.
Yeah. And then you do it, and then you have like your posse there too at the beach.
How? Okay. Question: how did he get a
His
huge
friends.
posse out of nowhere? Like this whole time he was like alone asking for help, and then like next day he has a posse of 100 deep at a party. Who set up this party? By the way,
I don't know. Drake, perhaps. I could see Drake being like, "This guy, I like him."
Oh, he should have came out, right?
Oh, imagine
Oh.
like with the cornrow.
Yeah, with the braids. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Michael B. Jordan just knocks him out instantly.
Oh man, and he's this is like
Patois.
roadman thing.
Oh, yes.
And then Michael B. Jordan's like, "You're fake. That's not even real, dude."
He just cries.
Yeah, he goes to a quarter. A brilliant thing this movie does. I think this movie visually is amazing. Like other than like the fight scenes, but just like how it sets up things, it's amazing. And one of the brilliant visual things they do is like hiding the body of the century behind sweats with
Oh yeah.
Dame always in sweats. And just like him always being in sweats.
I was watching him like, when are they gonna reveal this beast of a man?
And like, hey, like the sweats look kind of dope.
Yeah.
Like great sweats. I want those sweats. My sweats look like I'm a stay-at-home dad. His sweats look like Dragon Ball Z
Stay-at-home
sweats.
boxer.
But when they finally unleash him, it's like, yeah, that's why he's in sweats. Because like once you see him, you're like, wow.
I feel like they should have revealed him a little better, because I know they advertise like he's like giant, but in the movie they didn't really know. Like he just walked up like,
Yeah,
I want to be a boxer, and he's like, sure,
yeah.
come to the thing, and he's like,
Yeah. No, they should have picked like a good song, like when he's taking off his shirts.
yeah,
Pour some sugar on
Yeah.
me.
I would like that.
Oh man. Okay. Visually though, like I said, it looks amazing. But what really looks amazing is the fight sequences.
Yeah,
And one of the things we mentioned earlier, and I've been anticipating this greatly, is how was MBJ bringing his anime stylings to this film? Did you notice anything overtly where you're
Peculiar.
like, I see anime here?
Not really. Maybe like the like dodge, hit, like hit again, dodge, keep going, hit. Like the
So-
pause, like boo, 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 boo.
Right. I'm going to name a couple things. One is just like there's a fight sequence where he kind of gains awareness in slow motion of a body part he should hit.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that's like he got that from like an anime show where a slow motion thing. There's another one where Creed and Dame hit each other at the same time, a punch.
Yeah,
And that's lifted from Naruto
yeah.
when Sasuke
Sasuke.
fights Naruto.
Sasuke.
Gosh.
A little spice to that.
Yeah,
like
those Ooh. And then I think a brilliant thing too was the final fight sequence.
yes.
I think so. This is like my big thing right here. Like that final fight sequence when there's a final fight sequence with Creed fights Dame, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in a usual boxing film, they go 12 rounds and they show like every round how like they're coming back. They might skip a couple rounds. But in this one, they have like the first round and they exchange some blows, right? But in like the second round, everything fades out and it's just them two in the ring. There's even a sequence where they're looking at each other across the ring and they see like the younger versions of themselves. And I thought that was brilliant. And then it goes into complete like surreal almost, where they're fighting in this cage against each other. There's no one in the audience and it's just them two. And I think this was amazing because it's different. It's done well and it's different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's partly his anime influence coming in, but it's partly like I'm a new director and I kind of don't know better. Cause like a regular director would be like, no, it has to be real.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're making a movie, it has to be real. But the way he does this and the fact that he breaks reality almost, it's like just amazing to me.
Correct.
And like, I think that's like an important note, just that you gotta try new things.
Mm-hmm.
This is the freaking 9th film in a filmography of Creed, whatever, Rocky Creed. We need some new things.
I think Creed 4 should be like wrestling, like WWE style.
Not MMA?
No,
Okay, wrestling. Go.
but like, where they're like wrestling, boxing sort of mix, where it's like unrealistic but it's still fun. Like it's like,
Right.
but they flip that.
But why do
Come on.
you want to see that in Creed 4? Why not like
I
a
don't know. What else are they gonna do? Like, I don't want to see Creed come out of retirement again. Like even this one, I felt like you came out and then you won. Now what?
right?
It felt too cookie cutter with that.
Would you want to see a Dame sequel?
Spinoff. But I don't even know. Maybe like a street fighting sort of world tournament.
Oh, you know they do like bare knuckle fighting now, right?
That sure.
Or the slap fighting.
No, I don't want to see him slap. I want like some more like,
More of that. What we were talking about.
you know how like John Wick 1, it felt kind of like somewhat grounded. Where like, yeah, this dude's really really good, but it still felt kind of like a god doing it
Yes.
in a way. And then now like John Wick is just straight up literally a god, and there's like gods around him of
Right.
like killing and murder.
Right.
It like exaggerated.
So keep like upping the ante.
Yeah, like this next Creed, like when they do that fight scene, make it go for like 20 minutes or something.
Oh, okay. So I kind of see where you're going. So they do a fight scene, and when they fight, what they do is like they borrow even more from like anime, right?
Yeah,
So like instead of like regular punches, they're like
something like that.
right?
Or like they punch and then you see like something come off of them or something like something.
Power up.
Yeah, something.
I like that. Because one of the questions I was going to ask is like, they're going to obviously make another Creed.
Yes.
This movie is the most successful Creed yet.
Of ever.
And an important thing to note is like, if he's keeping his anime influences, we all know how many, I mean, maybe not all of us know, but there's like 5,000 Naruto shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like he can make
ideas. He can.
make hundreds of Creeds.
Yeah.
I like that idea of like just keep
Yeah.
raising that lever.
But I think the only thing that would suffer would be like, is it gonna go against the theme of Rocky, which is never give up until you die, sort of thing?
Uh-huh.
But also like family, that's what matters. Even though this one they kind of didn't do it that much.
It's basically like Dragon Ball Z. Like he's Goku. Goku keeps just like fighting
What
and
did
fighting.
I say? Creed's the new Goku.
You did say that. You did say that.
Come on.
What else do I got here? I have a couple picks to knit. They're good fights, obviously, but obviously this is not realistic fighting, right?
For you, maybe.
It is funny because like they were. Remember that scene where Dame was training with another up and coming boxer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he injures him a little bit in the fight, and he's like, "What are you trying to do? Hurt me?" Yeah, or boxing. But it also makes me think of like MMA, where almost anything goes in a way,
Mm-hmm.
and how like if an MMA fighter actually fought like a boxer, they would annihilate him. Like the fact that you can just kick someone's legs or choke
Bring
them,
down. Yeah.
wrestle.
Yeah.
It's a whole different game. Ivan, what do I need to do to look like Dame?
It's too much. I guess to be your life, huh?
Yeah. Because, like, I'm sure he has good genetics,
Yeah.
but he's also probably eating chicken and broccoli and rice
Like
in
super,
a smoothie format.
like the most bubbly muscles ever. Like bloom, 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 bloom.
Yep. Oh, man. One thing that I hated, and this, it always happens. There's a scene in this movie where they're eating burgers and fries,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't eat it. They're just like nibbling on a fry, and every time they talk, there's like no food in the way.
Mm.
Can we get back to basics and like when you're eating something, I want to see things flying.
I think it could only be done like for comedy, or like you have to be really aware, because I'm just picturing myself eating, and it's like it's not pretty.
It's tragic.
Like food's here, conversation stops.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Right.
and then like how would that look on film? Like, oh, that was kind of awkward. And then play it for comedy, sort of thing. But if it's a Scorsese, or
I think a Tarantino can do it. Like,
but it'd be for comedy. You would laugh at that.
yeah.
You wouldn't be like, wow, they're so realistic. I'm relatable, or they're relatable.
True.
Whatever.
It just throws me off so bad when like there's food right there, and if it were me, I'd be just like, so what's up? How's it going? And then just like drinking your drink. What's next for Jordan? What's next for MBJ? What do you see? Do you see him like directing more? What do you see for this guy?
I don't know. He seems like a winner through and through.
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna keep going up, whatever he does. I don't know.
You think he has like that? Cause like we all fall, you know. Will Smith, Hitler. Like, when will MBJ hit his like?
I don't know. I feel like he has a good head on his shoulders.
Okay.
Like I see like his interviews. I don't see like that little fleck of
Narcissism.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting.
We'll see.
I see him directing like just like straight up bangers. Like every 5 years where he's like, okay, I'll make another like action movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he won't do like a very dramatic film. And if he does, I hope
Don't.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think he's up for it.
Me neither.
But he good. This movie was good. So let's see what the New Yorker has to say about this film.
Oh man. Oh no. Oh my god, I'm nervous.
Ivan, this is from your boy Richard Brody at the New Yorker. Are you ready? Drinking water. He's parched. Oh, chug, 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 chug. Oh, he's spilling a little bit. Okay.
Go ahead.
Though the multiplexes are drowning in sequels,
Ah, jeez.
Creed 3 should have been split into 2 movies,
What the?
yielding the 3rd and 4th installments in the franchise. Many franchise films are needlessly long, but this one ought to have been longer. The new movie's sense of undue brevity and haste is a result of its diminished connection to the Rocky cycle, of which Creed series is a reboot. Sly Stallone and his signature character are major presences in the first two Creed films, but completely absent from Creed 3. Instead, the new film develops a mythology of its own, a separate framework involving an immense infrastructure of backstory that takes up lots of screen time and crowds out crucial aspects of the character's present tense activities. That's why Creed 3 isn't long enough. The material deserves more detailed, dramatic attention, and in any case, is too copious for one film. Strangely, the tension between past and present, the power of the past to dominate the present, is the movie's main theme and ideological focus. Jordan, as director, delivers a captivating blend of explosive energy and melodramatic intensity. He sharpens the stark lines of conflict with keen attention to performance, marked above all by tense close-ups and a controlled storm-like feeling of moods building to crises. Though Jordan delights in scenes filmed in the ring and brings a graphic pictorialism to the dramatized bouts, there's little tension to strategy, little discussion of who's doing what to whom, how and why, and to what effect. Training sessions are shown as hectic montages of merely anecdotal interest with scant consideration to the art of boxing. It could be 20 minutes more with more majors being like, this is who I am. Right? He has a point.
The one criticism I'll allow is always wanting more. Like, if that's your criticism, then, like, that's
You agree?
good. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like, that's just somebody who enjoys it, you know?
Also, the training session was kind of like quick, right?
Yeah. Like, it's no Rocky.
No.
Like the other ones.
Like when Ivan Drago was like taking steroids and on that machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I think the music kind of lacked in this.
Yeah.
Like, that needed it. It's iconic. Eye of the Tiger. Like, do you not realize how important music is?
Right.
And then their walkout music, I felt like that should have been a little more.
Yeah, Nipsey Hussle. I don't even know what his was.
I don't know. I don't know. But it wasn't good enough. Like,
that's true.
Should have been menacing for both.
What would you think of like a more nuanced look at boxing? Like, if I go left and duck, I don't know, just like a more in-depth analytical boxing in the movie,
like in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Like, duck right, unhinged jaw, medical report, 5 months dead.
That'd be too much, but yeah, something like that. Or like looking at film and just.
I would want Creed 4.
Yes.
He
training room.
Hold
Hyperbolic.
on. No.
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
It's my turn.
Okay.
Okay. His daughter, grown up. What's her name?
Muhammad Ali. Tatiana Ali.
No, I don't know her name.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Creedette 4.
That's so bad.
She's being trained by Creed the second. And then
a lot of arms. Okay.
What was I saying? Okay. He realizes she's a super genius when it comes to boxing. And then he's like, you can see what they're doing before they do it? Like, yeah, can't you, Poppy? No, nobody. Rocky couldn't even do that. My father couldn't do that. And it just cuts to her like, boom. That was a funny punch. Boom.
Oh.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
Obviously not that horrible.
So she's Gohan.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yes. And then that's how you get to the anime. Just show like these gods becoming human or whatever.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 2. I know what you're going with that. I know where you're going with that. Okay.
That's what we do.
I like that, Ivan. I really like that. Uh, quick note: would you ever have a mural of yourself in your house if you're like a boxing
No.
champion?
Maybe ironically, but never seriously.
Right. I couldn't do that.
It would have to be like a mural that looks um like some communist leader.
Like a parody of you.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
something like that.
Gotcha. And what would be your walkout song? It's so hard. Like I've thought about it,
I don't know.
and like, you want one that hypes you up, but you don't want to be corny either.
I think I'd have to go like super ironic. Like,
But then it's like the guy has to be scared of you when you come in.
imagine how scared he'll be with like Mozart playing.
Oh,
Like do 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 do.
that's actually a good idea.
I'll do that.
Okay, I'll take that. And lastly, The Watcher, Dr. Dre's song is
Yes.
in this. I think that Dr. Dre's song, The Watcher, is his best song ever.
Okay.
Try to listen to it on like the best audio system you have, whether that's headphones or in a
Mhm.
car. You will not be disappointed. Ivan, out of 5,
Credettes.
you're gonna make me throw up.
Okay.
Out of 5, no, just because they had burger.
Boygas. 5 gloves.
Out of
5
5,
championship.
out of 5
belts.
Rocky movies, how many Rocky movies is this?
I give it a respectful 3.75.
Oh, you bastard! He brought in something new, and you don't respect that.
I do, but the rest of it wasn't new enough.
I give it 4 out of 5 Rocky movies.
I was thinking about it, but it didn't. I didn't enjoy it like a 4. I enjoyed it like a 3.75.
So that sounds so nerdy. I didn't enjoy it like a 4. Okay, it was a 3.75 enjoyment level.
But it was true.
Ivan, it's time. Actually, next week we have a movie, and I'm gonna force it on you. I'm sorry. Scream 6.
I already read the plot's details.
Why?
I didn't think I was gonna watch it.
Joke's on you. Now you have to watch it. What do you think it's gonna be out of 5?
1, 2,
You hate horror movies.
3.
Huh?
3. I give it a 3.
3?
I just don't like this kind. Like,
But you know, Scream is the most. Like the first Scream was kind of like a classic because it was meta.
so this will be meta.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in 3.5.
Okay.
That's all you
I
have to
just
say.
bought you guys 3.5 points.
It wasn't easy.
I'm gonna give it a 3. I'll just go lower.
What the heck, man?
That's it for movies. Now let's go into a section called
Things and such.
Terminator Mutant Mayhem trailer came out. Ivan, that trailer is banging. It looks amazing.
Who's starring? I'll rate it.
It's animated. And it has like has its own vibe, a la Spider-Man Spider-Verse.
Okay.
And the trailer was pretty funny for like a kids movie. And a lot of people liked it. I have high hopes. Producer Seth Rogen.
All right.
I-
3.2.
I feel oh God. I feel like it's on the it's trying to do a Spider-Man, like it's trying to reach critical mass like that. And I don't know if it could do it, but it looks like it's on the way there.
Sure.
Chris Rock special.
I saw like a minute.
I
and
didn't
then
see anything, but go ahead.
I saw a minute, and then the first joke, I was like, this guy he's not in touch. That's it.
Dang.
No, I was like watching it and like, okay, if the first joke isn't like anything real that makes me laugh, I'll flip off. Let me try to remember the joke because it was something simple. I don't know, but it was like
So the one joke just Turned you off.
It wasn't horrible, but it's like I think it's like the thesis. Like that should be like that joke should be what the rest of the show should be like, right? Like I wouldn't think he would do any surprises where I'm like, wow. And that's somewhat true with like other comics, like their first joke. Like they're all their jokes are like the same as all their other jokes. Like it's not like he's
Right.
gonna say something simple and then
The theme is the same. You're saying.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
So when I heard that, I was like, okay, I kind of know what I'm in for, and it's like 50-year-old dad humor sort of thing, where like they don't know any new comedy at all, like ever.
I don't know. I mean, you didn't even watch the whole thing.
You didn't watch any of it.
True, but it's Chris Rock.
Why you?
Man.
I have more rights
Okay.
right now,
With 1 minute watched.
and it's true.
Damn, what was I gonna say? Will Smith.
I know he mentions him. I didn't see how he did it.
I think it's also cool that it was live.
Yeah, like I'm glad it exists, but
I'll watch the first 10 minutes and then I'll beat you.
and I'll watch 11 minutes and then I'll beat you back.
How can I beat you?
We'll just watch it over and over again until like whoever gives up. Like I watched it 305 times. Try 306.
Ivan, this week the Oscars are gonna
Oscarize
into platinum Oscars. The buzz around everything, everywhere, all at once is a critical mass. They've won everything basically so far in other award shows.
Good.
You think it's gonna just sweep and come into the Oscars and take Best Picture?
I think
The coveted Best Picture.
if they were smart, it would. If the voting council was smart, because they know all the teens love that movie. Like that's our movie.
Right. But at the same I'm saying like at the same time, wouldn't the no
Well, who's in contention?
Banshees, which I
Nope.
think
I'm not talking about quality.
okay, you're just saying they shouldn't win
Yeah,
because
I'm going like
Elvis. You know that movie isn't supposed to win.
Man, that's gonna win, isn't it?
I
I don't think he'll win, but he's gonna win Best Actor. Like,
Tar.
no, that's not. Like I'm thinking from just like advertising perspective.
Top Gun Maverick.
What's gonna win? Is it? Maybe.
Avatar.
Nah.
Okay, who's gonna win? Best Picture.
It's same again. I'll tell you why.
Women be talking.
They talk too much, man. Come
Women
on.
be talking. No, women talking. Tar.
Won't win.
Banshees. Elvis.
Won't win. No, won't win.
Avatar.
Could win.
Top Gun.
Could win. Everything.
Everything. And I think there's like one more.
Is it Fableman?
Fablemans. Yep.
If Fableman wins,
There's gonna be a revolt.
yeah. They should not win. It's good, but they should not win.
Best Director.
Probably James Cameron.
Ooh. Yeah, give it to Cammy.
Like, imagine like 15 years or whatever, and this is the second one, and you've been working on it this whole time. Like that's some dedication.
But Tar, dude. Tar
But-
was like.
I don't see it. I know it deserves to be up there, but I don't think it'll win.
And Banshees. To me, Banshees was the best film. Like, film, Banshees. Movie, Top Gun.
I don't think Top Gun will win.
I don't think so either.
It's not high caliber enough.
Will Tom Cruise be at the Oscars?
No. If he was smart, no. I
But-
should manage Tom Cruise. Oh my God.
Oh, man. The things we would do to Tommy Boy.
Kill him.
Ivan, it's time for a section called What's on the Telly? What you watching?
I finished season 5 of Better Call Saul, and I didn't know season 6 isn't on Netflix yet. until like June.
So you're dying inside?
Yeah. I don't know. I could buy a whole season on Amazon, but I don't want to do that.
What would you rate it so far? Out of 10.
Why not 5?
10.
You're a sicko. I give it. Well, let me give you a scale. If Mad Men is
25 out of 10.
no, I'm realistic.
9.
It's 9 for sure, but
It's a 9.5.
for sure, but
9.75.
okay, that's fair.
Okay.
0.5 to 7.5 at least.
Okay.
I would say this is like I could see a case for it being 9, but I think it's 8.75.
Succession.
25. 9.25.
The Wire. Jesus Christ.
I don't know. Personally, 9.
7. Oh.
Realistically, I think 9.5.
Sopranos. Personally, 8
Personally,
for you, I think.
I think if I rewatched it, I'd like it a lot more. As is, maybe 8. Realistically, like 10 or 9.75 or whatever. Out of respect,
Dragon Ball Z.
2.
Nice. Mandalorian. Have you? No, I'm not saying like rate it. I'm saying did you see any of the episodes?
No, I don't think I finished. I think I did finish season 2, but I don't know. I don't really care.
I watched the first episode of the new season, and there's like so much exposition lore, and I guess I was like, how did Baby Yoda get back with
Pedro Pascal.
what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Mando?
Pedro.
How did they get back together? I thought Luke took him.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, you didn't see Book of Boba Fett? I'm like, no, did you? They're like, yeah. He came back to him in that film. I mean, that show.
Know.
So, like, this whole time I'm, like, kind of confused. And they're saying, like, all these terms. Like, oh, do you have the shield? I'm like, I forgot about the shield. I don't know what anything is anymore. And I didn't really like it.
Too much. They're already running into a Marvel problem where there's like too much around them to work with, I guess.
And then, like, I see IGN give it, like, a 9 out of 10. I'm like, how's that a 9 out of 10? That's bullshit.
Tough.
The Last of Us.
Haven't caught up. I'm 2 behind.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
This last episode was good. Yeah.
It's kind of like a nice soup for me. I don't know. Like, I'm imagining myself going home and just putting on the 2 episodes with like a little food here, a little treat here maybe, and just watching Last of Us. Even though it's like the worst show, you could probably do that too.
You're just like grinning the whole time.
I'm cozy. I think it's because I know how horrible that is.
Yeah.
And then I'm like here,
Right.
comfortable.
Right.
Comfortable as heck.
Yes. With your dog on your foot.
Yeah.
Warming your foot up.
Exactly.
Gotcha. The last episode, my wife said that was the best episode yet because there's like a revenge sequence. And
Okay.
She liked it. One thing I don't like on the internet is like, how did episode 9 differ from this scene in the game?
Oh.
I'm just like, does it really matter that? Like, do we have to analyze that?
I think it's the curse of the gamers sort of thing. Just because they're always that type, they want like the best, and they want like anything they love to be treated like perfectly, like the Star Wars types, those things.
Right.
I got the burpees today.
Yeah, you're just like going ham over there.
It's out.
Thank God.
What was I saying?
The best. Those types want the best. Gamers.
Oh, so then they're just gonna compare it, and especially like IGN, since they're like bread and butter is movies and games. This is like such like
right.
money for them.
Right.
Like they could just talk about like, let's see how Pedro Pascal looks compared to Joel, and that's like how many clicks is that for the stupidest thing ever? And the gamers are gonna eat that up because they're gonna be like, "Oh, he doesn't look exactly like him there."
Okay, shut up. You're making me mad.
That's how it works.
I think that's it. Feel it. Nothing else? Have you watched anything else?
No, I might start Mad Men again. I think it's
You sound like an addict.
my time has come. Like I think I've evolved a lot since the last time I watched it. So I want to see how much I've changed from this time I watched it. See what else I get, and I always get something else from it because it's the best show ever.
You sicko. Ivan, it's time for a section called Really Be Bussin'. Any music you've been listening to? I listened to Kali Uchi's new album.
I don't know. I have it saved on my albums, and I want to. And I listen, and I'm like,
It's good. Nothing like groundbreaking, but just like good, solid, sultry R&B.
Sultry. Yeah.
And then I listened to like some of Don Toliver's album, and it wasn't bad. It was like more R&B now than ever before, which is the way he should go. But I know you hate him because of his failed potential and his disgraced legacy on Cactus Jack Records. You like that? What else? Gonna start listening to the new Young Nudie album. He always brings the heat, as they say.
A little spicy.
And I think that's it. I think that is it.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely getting older, guys. Definitely getting older. Ivan, last section of the day for a section that needs a better title. Games are nerdy.
What are we doing here?
I don't know. What are we doing here?
Let's hear it.
Last week, you said that I should go Xbox. So what's this? Just kidding.
Oh
Imagine.
my god! I got myself an Xbox.
And I didn't unbox it because I wanted to just do that
reveal.
move.
My god.
But I'm like leaning towards PS5 because like of all the exclusives they have.
That's how they get you.
But then the opposite side, if I have Xbox, I can play Riot games,
Yes.
and that's kind of cool. And Starfield, the new Bethesda Xbox exclusive.
Yeah.
It's just interesting.
I don't think either side is wrong. Just one is more right. That's all it is.
Who has the better back catalog? Like Miles Morales Spider-Man game. That game looks tight.
It's because they have like a very
Niche.
PS5 has like a tight like set of games that you could go back to, but it's like 10 games.
Yes.
So if you're comfortable with, if you think you could live with those 10 games, you're good.
Right.
But with Xbox, I think long term, you're gonna have more games than PS5
to choose from.
Yeah, just because I don't trust too much into Sony anymore. I don't think they're gonna be top dog forever. Because it's all going to like, there's no more. I don't think there's gonna be another real console anymore. Like if there's a PS6, in however many years, I'll be like super surprised. I just think it's gonna be like the PlayStation upgraded for 2027.
Right.
And there's no number.
They were saying that this generation's consoles are meant to last even longer than before.
Better.
Because like, well, I don't really know, but that's what they wanted to do.
I don't think graphics needs to get better at all. Like, I think the best games
I think it's more about storage now. Like,
well,
like the game is almost a terabyte.
but I think that's just like sloppy because I think like the worst offender of that was some Call of Duty game, and it was around, I think it was like 300 gigabytes, which is like a third of modern.
That's crazy. So you're still leaning towards Xbox, because like I know that there's the Game Pass, but what about the PS exclusive? Like not the PS exclusive.
Xbox.
PS. What is it? PS Store Plus, where they give you games too.
I'm just thinking long term. Like right now, as is, I think PS5. Long term Xbox, and long term could be like 2 years.
And both can do Steam like Steam games, right? Like indie games.
Yeah, yeah. But why would you?
Tunic looks good.
I don't remember Tunic.
I bring this up because we were at Target the other day, and I said
You
every time we
really-
go to Target, I'm like, "Are you gonna buy me my PS5?" And she's like, "No." And then this time she said,
Well,
"Yeah, but you're not gonna get an anniversary gift, a Christmas gift, a birthday gift." And I was like,
I would have cried right there.
at that moment, I really thought about it though. I was like,
Sure.
that doesn't sound too bad actually.
Wrong answer.
I see it in the future, Ivan. One day you're gonna come and I'm gonna have one of those consoles.
I don't believe you.
Okay. Ivan, anything for the party people out there?
No.
All right, we'll be back next week with Scream 6, another sequel. They don't end. That's the third sequel in a row. What was before Ant-Man? It might have been 4 sequels in a row. In any case, a lot of sequels. We'll be back.
Magic Mike. 3.
Is our world just sequels now?
There's some original movies. I saw like Guy Ritchie or whoever, Shane Black.
Yeah.
He has a movie that's
Guy
out,
Ritchie.
and it's like Operation something with Jason Statham. It looks like a comedy action.
No, I don't know that.
I think I'll watch that alone.
You see the Jake Gyllenhaal one with...
Yeah, I don't want to watch that. I'm not going to watch
Too
that.
corny? Too like...
America, guns. I don't like straight war shooters like that. Like that Bradley Cooper, American Sniper. Get out of here.
Favorite movie of all time. Just kidding. Oh, I should have mentioned this earlier. Did you see the trailer for Jennifer Lawrence's new film?
Yes, it looks funny.
So I was seeing like there's like this on Twitter. They're like, a lot is resting on this film from this random guy. He's like, a lot is resting on this film because they're trying to do like a raunchy comedy, and that hasn't been done in a while. So it's like signaling the times are changing. But if it does well, it's like, here we go, baby, back in the golden era.
We're going. I knew it. We're just in like a little slump for a bit.
It's
but
exciting.
it's coming. Games are gonna change. Music, maybe not rap. Rap's pretty dead. But everything else is gonna change.
Oh yeah. All right. You know what else is changing? This channel. We'll be back next week. Peace out.
Bye.